Hi class, today we're covering section 4.6. We're looking at isosceles triangles and equilateral triangles. So the very first shape we have, the very first image we have is describing an isosceles triangle. Now an isosceles triangle will have two equal sides. They're called the legs. The third side, the one that's not marked equal, this one is called the base. At the base, there are two base angles. These two base angles will always be congruent or the same. The third angle, the one that is not a base angle, this one is called the vertex angle, okay? The base angle theorem states that if two sides of a triangle are congruent, then the angles opposite are congruent as well. So here we have B to C and B to A are congruent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the opposite angles of the sides, and we can see that angle A is congruent to angle C. These two angles have to be the same. So two equal sides, two equal angles. The converse is just the opposite. The converse says that if we have two equal angles, then their opposite sides must also be congruent. Again, two equal sides, two equal angles. Okay, so because A and C were congruent, then side B to C was congruent to side A to B. All right, what we're going to do in example 1 is we're going to identify the congruent sides or the congruent angles depending on what is given. So here we have two equal sides. We're going to go opposite of them, okay? Opposite of this side is angle P. Opposite of this side is angle R. So I can say angle P is congruent to angle R. Okay? If you look at the next picture, there are two equal angles. Therefore, we should identify the two equal sides. We're going to go opposite of P. That is side Q to R. And I'm going to go opposite of angle R, which is side Q to P. These two are then congruent. All right, remember, two equal sides, two equal angles. So on the very first one, I'm asking you to find X or the missing angle. And if you notice, the first picture already has two equal angles. So if it has two equal angles, then you must have two equal sides. I'm going to go opposite of our angle. So X must be equal to 13. All right, here we have sides. So here I have angle 3X. This angle should be the same, so I'm going to put 3X. How should I solve for the value of X? Does anyone know? All right, what I want to do is add them all up and set it equal to 180. So I'm going to do 3X plus 3X plus 4X equals 180. 3 plus 3 plus 4, we have 10 X's on the left. We'll divide both sides by 10. And X is going to equal 18. Okay, because remember, all the angles inside the triangle, they all add up to 180. So here you have two equal sides. So whatever this angle is, this angle has to be the same. But we don't know what they are. So I'm just going to put an X to represent that whatever one is, the other one has to be the same. And remember, just a second ago, I said no matter what size of your triangle, the angles inside must add up to 180. So we're going to take X, X, and 50, and we're going to set it equal to 180. This is 2X plus 50 equals 180. All right, we're going to subtract 50 from both sides. So this is going to equal 130. Let's divide both sides by 2. So X is going to be 65. And remember, we said these were going to be the same. So angle X and angle Z, They're both x, so they're both 65. Okay, so just remember, 2 equal sides, 2 equal angles. All right, continuing on, we have another one, another isosceles on this problem. And we know it's isosceles because how many sides are equal? Only 2. And if 2 sides are equal, then there should be how many equal angles? 2. All right, so draw my arrows. I know these 2 should be equal. So I'm going to set them equal to one another. All right, I'm going to move the smallest x over. So the opposite of 2x is going to be a negative 2x. So this will be x minus 11 equals 11. Then we're going to add 11. So x is going to equal 22. But now we have to figure out what y is. So what should we do with the x? We should plug it in. All right, so the second step is we're just going to plug in. And I'm going to plug it into this equation. 2 times 22 plus 11. 44 plus 11 is 55. So that means this angle here is 55 degrees, and this angle here is 55 degrees. So how do I figure out the value of y? What did I say about all the angles in a triangle? That they add up to 180. Good. So I'm going to take 55 plus 55 plus 2y, and I'm going to set it equal to 180. So 110 plus 2y equals 180. We'll subtract 110. So 2y is equal to 70. We'll divide both sides by 2, and y has a value of 35. So this problem did have 3 steps. I numbered them just in case you are looking at the notes and you need it for an example or a practice problem. But you do have to start off with the 2 angles that are the same. That's your starting point. Okay? So 2 equal angles, 2 equal sides. So when it's equilateral, it's also equal angular. So now if you have 3 equal sides, you have 3 equal angles. And if all your angles are equal, they can only be 60 degrees. So look, 3 equal angles. So we're going to do 3 equal sides. And I only gave you 2, so those are the 2 you're going to use. You're going to say 8y minus 10 is equal to 4y plus 2. All right, I'm going to move the smallest x or y over. So I'm going to move over the 4y. The opposite of a positive is a negative. Okay, now the opposite of a negative 10 is a positive 10. So 4y is going to equal 12. Now we'll divide both sides by 4. And y is going to be 3. Okay? All right, let's look at the next one. 3 equal sides. I'm not going to set all 3 of them equal. Do you think it matters which ones I set equal? It doesn't. So you pick the 2 you want to use. I'm going to pick these 2. So 2y equals 10. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So y is going to be 5. All right, look at this one. This one only has the angles, and it's telling you all the angles are equal. What do we know about the angles when they're equal? All the angles must be 60. So 20y must be equal to 60. We'll divide both sides by 20. And y is going to be equal to 3. All right, last one. Find the value of x, and the perimeter of the triangle. Well, I need y'all to look at the triangle. How many equal angles are there? 3. So if all 3 angles are equal, what do we know about all the sides? They're equal. Good. So you're going to pick 2, just like we did above. And your first step is to solve for x. I know those 2 are equal, so we're going to set them equal to each other. All right, I'm going to move over the smallest x. That's a 1x. What's the opposite of a 1x? A negative 1x, right? So we'll subtract 1 from both sides. All right, now let's move the 4 over. What's the opposite of a positive 4? Good, so x equals 9. All right, now they want to know the perimeter. Well, in order to know the perimeter, we have to know the sides. So what should we do next? We need to plug it in. Good. So we're going to plug in, and you can plug it into any one. I'm going to pick this one, the x plus 13. And I know 9 plus 13 is going to give us 22. Now, this is just one side. Now, for the perimeter, for the last step, you got to add all the sides together. Well, if one side is 22, what are all the sides? 22. Good. You could add 22 3 times. You could also do 3 times 22. Regardless, your perimeter should be 66. Good job. All right, so remember, 3 equal sides, 3 equal angles. 2 equal sides, 2 equal angles. Okay?